Gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Thank you very much. You might be expecting the President to chair this. He's not going to be able to stay for the whole for coming. It's good to see such a good team. The contested position are for President and the two kinds of PSM, President Student Member position. We'll go through all the candidates, beginning with the presidential candidates, then the PSM 1s and 2s. Their proposers will introduce that they are nominating and say a bit about why you should vote for that person. We'll then hear from the candidates. There's an opportunity then for questions. Traditional questions, first of all, are to both or all of the candidates from the floor. So you might ask a question that goes to both the candidates, the top thing you think should change about the union or whatever it might be. Then once those are to move on to questions to individual candidates. So you might ask a candidate individually, what is your position on X or Y or whatever it is. Of the evening, we'll rattle through it as quickly as we can. And the proposers for the position of President to come up to the stage. That's what you can do. No notes as well. No, you need them.
I didn't even know.
You can fight each other back there. Oh, you come out and fighting each other. Well done. Do have a few. Thank you very much. Again, please. As you can see, two on the stage, and as I said, their proposers will introduce them. There's no absolute hard. Proposers could keep their speeches to about 3 minutes if they can call a halt after that, or I'll give you a little cues to how long you're going on. So if I could ask Imogen Dewar, ask proposer for Holly Ferguson to begin.
Thank you, Vice President. My name is Imogen. I've been a president, the convener of debates, and last year's honorary secretary of this. And what I want to start off with today was that my PSM board was the first board to find the loss of a hive. We were sitting the night before Freshers Week and it was devastating. I then sat on two further board of managements that went through a series of plans and visions for the new extension building, and never was I happy. They were never good enough. They were not of a sufficient quality for you as a student body. But Holly is the first board member I've ever met vocally that they are not good enough and that I'm actively going to change them. The rest of us just sat there and said, that's okay, that's what the architects have said, we can't possibly make real change happen. But she said, no, it's not good enough, students deserve it, and I'm going to work to create a better vision for student campus. Holly has been working alongside a team of architects and designers to create a new vision for the new extension building that is good enough for all of you. And that is the first reason that I decided I came to propose here today. Holly has an amazing creative mind, as all of you can tell, and if you know her. She is able to come up with an amazing creative plans, but the thing that really makes her stand out is that she's able to actually manifest the ideas that all of us enjoy. Just look at her campaign materials, they're amazing the past 3 years. I want someone who's going to come up with a new student union for all of us that's not just like some boring club in town, but is one that actually understands the student experience and is unique to all of us. That is why I'm putting my faith and my trust in Holly, because she has this amazing creative vision that she's actually able to manifest as ideas, and she's unique in being able to do that. Secondly, the other reason I decided to come here today to propose Holly is because she has an amazing ability to not take no for an answer. I went through 3 years of meetings with the university when they were able to fob you off and lie to you, which resulted in the delay of the new extension building. She doesn't take no for an answer. We all know she loves asking questions, but the thing about her asking questions is it means that she doesn't just get an answer, but she demands that people justify their responses to their answers. I have complete faith that Holly will be able to make sure that she delivers the new extension building on time, because she won't take no for an answer when they say that it needs to be delayed or come up with. Holly with faith and vision in her. She's an amazing human being, talent, and the ability to actually deliver on that. And finally, she's able to make it happen. She is the new face of the union. She's the new face, and I fully believe in her to be able to continue this new face slate the new chapter for the union as it goes into the future. I'm going to conclude there and just say one more thing. I've heard it said in the 5 elections that I've been that the electorate of this Board of Management has a very special, of this union, has a very special ability to pick the right candidate for the right time that the union needs. I have faith that because of her creative vision, her ability to people and respond to that, and to deliver in the response to that, and to be the face of the union as it goes into the future, is the reason that makes me believe, that you can believe as well, that Holly is the right president for this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Imogen, for that introduction of
both my equals and as my superiors. And working with both of them as closely as I have, I know that they're both excellent candidates. I firmly believe and I'm certain that Rory Slater is the best person for the job. As Honorary Secretary, Rory has been incredible. His passion and knowledge of everything going on is staggering. Now, of course, that is the job of the help if we need him. Involved in everything we're doing this year. He also shows in his interest in the activities of the 4 committees as well. This is so important as it's the that are crucial to help the union be as diverse as possible and welcoming to everyone. These kind of qualities, someone who cares about everything, someone who cares about someone who is approachable, important for the next year. It's such an exciting time with the new club, a huge success. Of course, Rory has a track record of creating these huge successful events. St Patrick's Day, Freshers Week, remember the most success is spearheaded by Rory, particularly for Daft Friday. Obviously, the Honorary Secretary runs the show from a logistical perspective. Rory really got his efforts are clear in the huge the Daft Friday committee this year, from the head bill Rory's achieved and all. And it's clear that if he can do this, he has the potential and scope for an open-minded. I mean, not all of us could make a 50 Shades of Grey parody video and do it as well as he did. So Slater is. But a president must also be organized. Rory's organisational skills are like no one else's I've ever seen. He's always doing 101 things, but he sees them through. He's committed to do the best he can for the union. Time and time again, he will be here. When he has to be here, and he's here when he doesn't have to. He will be your person for the job next year. A vote for Rory is the right vote. A vote for Rory is a vote for success. A vote for Rory Slater as president is a vote for progression.
Both proposers have now candidates, and each candidate will now be able to say something directly about his or her own views and manifesto. So I'll ask now Holly to.
Hello. Thank you again, as Gavin said earlier, it was so great seeing so many of you here getting really involved in this pivotal stage for the union. And thank you so much to Imogen and Donald for such a nice welcome to both of us. So let's just get straight to it. I hope there's no dispute here that both Rory and I would be credible candidates for the coming year. But by the end of this evening, I want you all to understand why my skills and abilities are specifically suited to the coming year. This presidential year will see, past year, as Imogen said, I've worked directly alongside the current President, Owen Martin, into ensuring that we will be launching the best facilities possible that are able to compete with any in Glasgow. So why am I specifically suited to leading this project? I think my fundamental understanding of the project so far, what has been done and what still has to be done, puts me in a great position to lead this final completion stage. I think my proven ability to be a strategic thinker, to question until I have a justified answer, and to be able to externalise a vision puts me in a great place at this stage. Thirdly, I have come to university to learn how to pursue this kind of project. Product design engineering is what I study, and I have the ability to deliver on these kind of tasks. So the second crucial point of my manifesto is making our union a true home for all students here at the University of Glasgow. So how are either of us going to achieve a really challenging goal? As the Assistant Honorary Secretary, I've worked with over 130 record number of sites into the needs and wants of our affiliated clubs and societies. I've also created a new platinum affiliation level that incentivises clubs and societies to socialise and continue to engage with the union through a points system. So why are clubs and societies so important in achieving this? Societies are what bring diversity into the union. They represent the entirety of the student population, and that is why they are so important to me and are at the centre of everything I want to achieve over the coming years. It is really important that we utilise these assets and work with them and the other student bodies on campus to ensure that Glasgow University as a whole is always at the forefront of positive change. I think this year specifically, clubs and societies are important because this year I'm the last generation of students that were exposed to the hive and therefore the union as a real social hub. I think it's really important that this year we have excellent relationships with these club captains and presidents of societies to ensure that they can communicate through their membership what the union has the potential to be. So finally, tomorrow, I would like you to consider these two things. One, who do you believe will accelerate progression within GUU and create the kind of union you want to be a part of? Secondly, who do you believe will maximise the potential of the new facilities and steer this project and this union into a new era? So tomorrow, I hope you too can get behind my vision and believe in me as a leader to be able to steer this. Thank you very much, and of course, welcome any questions anybody has. I love questions when Rory has done his bit. Thank you very much.
So yeah, hello everyone. Donald has introduced me very well, I guess. I'm Rory, with 2 years ago, and this last year being the Honorary Secretary. I would echo what Holly said about how, yeah, it's great to be having a presidential, two of us, but we both believe very credible candidates. But I have a different vision of what the president here. Go through that just now. So, as Donald touched on, the role of Honorary Secretary is one that involves really the whole running of the building. It's day-to-day things, including, all sorts of stuff, right up to our biggest events of the year, Freshers' Week and Daft Friday. They're normally attributable to the onset. Freshers' Week and Daft Friday are not the things that I did myself. No task, like choosing acts, was done by that. But it's managing and leading a team to do those things, inspiring every member of that team to do those things, and getting the full potential out of everyone. For example, it came to Daft Friday as well. All the building and painting committee is about getting all of them involved in doing that, and that is where I think my skills lie. In terms of, I don't believe the role of president is the one creating the ideas. We have an incredible crop of PSN candidates who are all running to get everything out of everyone else, to hear everyone's ideas, to make everyone feel included and bring them along with us. And that is where I believe my skills lie, and why I would be the best person for the job. As well as everyone else's vision, which I want to help realise, I do have a strong vision myself. GUU is changing to become an absolutely incredible institution. So many things that we've done the last few years have been fantastic, and I really do have a strong vision for where we're going. To be a place with the biggest student nightclub in Glasgow, we want to be a place not just for that, but for everything else, including what we do so well, libraries, games and entertainments. So it's really important this next year as well that we don't lose focus of what we are. We don't hell-bent on this new club, as possibly can be, and taking a slightly wider perspective on that. We don't want to run headlong into the next year just about club creativity, etc., etc. It's got to be a much wider and considered approach to the year coming up. and that is really something that I think I would do well. So we'll come soon. Please use your vote tomorrow. Use it wisely. There is a big question, but hopefully I've managed to persuade you that I'm the right person for next year's. Thank you.
Thank you to both candidates. Thank you to both candidates for their speeches. I now call upon, as I said earlier, questions from the floor addressed to both candidates, which means they'll both get answering it. In order that it's not one person always having first go, what we traditionally do is alternate. So to start that, the next question I'll ask Rory to answer first and then Holly for both candidates. Yes. Rory first.
So yeah, it's something that we're obviously both have similar views on, but in terms of all the different events we do and trying to put on new and different events that cater to a wider range of the building to a lot of people is a very big scary building. You know, to people who don't know what goes on inside and they hear things that have happened in the past, you can understand why they would just keep walking straight past the front door. But as soon as you get that person, they talk to one other member and you've instantly, you know, got them involved, realised that it really is the most welcoming on campus. So it's about creating different events to get people in, and once they're in, they'll realise how great.
So I think this has been something that as a board really working hard to tackle over the past 2 years. We have done a lot of putting on different events, we've done a lot of trying to engage with different niches on campus, and we go a little bit further than that. I think the reason why the extension is so important and needs to be treated as such is because it's not just a launch of a new facility, it's a launch of a new union, it's a launch of you're getting people through the door again every single day. It's a real chance to union is now, and the other thing that we've been working really hard on for the past 2 years, which is GUU now in 2015 and what we can continue to evolve to be. I think the club and societies really are crucial in that, and working with other groups on campus, other student bodies, because for us to tackle on our own when the perception is against us is a really difficult thing to do. But when you have people supporting you from other societies, other clubs, other people who have a wider reach than we do on our own, I think that's much more effective. When people are championing us, from other places, not just from the union, it's more believable, it's more real. Not representative of the union, but I'm telling you, it's an amazing place to go. All these preconceptions you have aren't true. And I think it's really about engaging with other people and saying, look, we've tried for 2 years and we can't do this on our own. Back us too. So I think it is about strengthening relationships with other people and making people excellent equality and diversity values.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yep.
So I'll take this one first. Yep. I think it's really, clique is a really term. What does that mean? A union can create a clique of people who have similar values, who want things. I think that's a fantastic. You can create a clique of people who are championing the union's equality and diversity values. That's amazing. I think the union needs to be way more inclusive, and we can make a real effort to do that. And on what kind of people we cater for, and as Rory says, putting on different kinds of events, working with people who care about the union. So, yeah, it depends what you mean by, if a clique is something that's excluding people, no, I don't think that's a positive thing. If a clique is something that is trying to make other people think like them and get more people involved, I think it's a fantastic thing.
The clique, I guess, may be referred to, I suppose, is probably like the union clique, freshers, helpers, committees, that kind of thing, which can often seem to some people who make different committees over and over again and got rejected, it might make them feel less. there's not space for everyone as freshers helpers and on committees. So we rejected several times. An idea that I had for maybe changing this is that making some committee meetings meetings. I don't think harm in having an ENTS committee meeting before open mic that's open to anyone. Any member can come along to that, contribute to events, put a bit of input into what might be a good idea for another big event coming up. It doesn't mean they have to run the committee, but why not open who can come along and have some chance to input into the union, because we don't want to be turning anyone away who has something to contribute.
Okay, any more questions? No, must be more questions than that. Two experienced candidates, fire into them. Nobody got a question for both candidates? Yep, sorry, Colin.
You both, like you said, in quite different speeches in terms of what you think here was more about the hive and Rory more about the general leadership role. But could you both pick one area of the union, excluding extension, and say how you would change that for the better for the next year?
That is me first. One area of the union I would change and make better. I've always been focused on, since I got to PSM, everyone loves a good PSM manifesto that involves catering. And over the last few years, people have tried to improve our daytime catering operation, but it's sort of taken us this long to realise really why, and the problem we still have is resources. We need more staff to improve our catering operation, which is something that's really come to the fore in the last few months. So if I was elected president next year, I would be committed to ensuring we expand our catering operation. It's one of the primary objects of the union, and that would involve a chef, basically, to take on other roles. Our dinner changed in 5 years. They really need mashed up and stuff as well, so that's what I would do.
I think it's a pretty easy one. I think we'd all, this board of management certainly, would love to see our catering improved. We're going to consider why that is important to improve catering. It's one way that we get people into the building every single day, and if it was done well, that's more footfall in the building, more people we can approach about what else the union's about, and just generally more people that would see another reason why the extension could be used as an excellent vehicle in doing that is because cafe bar on the front facade, if we can really improve the standard of all of our catering to the standard that hopefully is going to be implemented in the new cafe bar, then people will have faith in what we put on in our cafe. They'll think, yeah, I'll try the drawing room, I'll try the servery. So I think the benefits, if we did genuinely manage, would be huge across all activities.
Yep, Lucy.
Kind of been trying to get across for this whole sort of campaign is that it's important that the extension is used as what it has the potential to be, as a gate of getting more people involved. And people are like, oh, why is that necessarily going to happen? Just because people come to a club night on a Thursday, why are they going to come to anything else the union puts on? Well, that's 1,500 people in the door of a nightclub every single week that are then exposed to our social media outlets. They can affiliate with the union in one way, and as all of us got through, into the union in many, as a helper, maybe like me as a Daft Friday, then as you say, when people get involved in one thing, people are involved in that. The extension in no way needs to overshadow that, and that all it's doing is getting more people through the doors, and therefore more people exposed to everything else that we do.
There's definitely in terms of things that we do, the club will give us more of a platform on social media and what not to do things. It's a kind of problem that we have identified in the last few years of slightly lacking 20,000 students on campus, 4,000. So trying to reach out to every single student on campus and get them involved in all of our different events is something that the board has really recognised the last few years. So keeping a real eye on that next year, making that a big part of the President's role, working with the rest of the board will be important. That doesn't just involve the club. So there are definitely more ways we can people about the events that we already run.
Yep, question up there.
That's you.
And that's me. It was just such a rewarding event to do because the results are all there. But getting involved in the committee so much this year was an experience and really enabling them everything that they wanted to do and they had for the night, not having any
Yeah, I can definitely agree with Daft Friday. I've been a part of Daft Friday since I was in first year, and this is my first year. And every year it's a huge undertaking that Rory did a really great job of spearheading this year. So I think for the whole board, it's a really great achievement. For me personally, I think creating a new level of communication between me and club captains of club and societies, and affiliating a record number, 130 club and societies this year, despite the loss of the extension, was personally really good for me, building up the relationship with even smaller societies like the Brazilian Society. They're platinum affiliated, promote their events on our Facebook page, our events coordinator. I think there's something really rewarding about building up that kind of personal level with club and societies.
Yep, Owen.
You mentioned in both manifestos about the strategic plan and what steps you would take to make sure it's implemented. So when I came on as a PSM, the last plan was only about a year old and we didn't really hear anything about it. And since then, it didn't really get much attention. So it's all good to say, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, but what will you actually put in place to make sure that in a year's time of PSM, they know that that's what they should be referring to?
Yeah, Owen, I think you know the answer to this one. President is going to be the monitoring man for the progress and the task. But no, I think, I've been on as a PSM too, like Owen says, you come on and you know what your actual specific remit is. I think, as we discussed on like the committee of the strategic plan, using it as a real mechanism that people can report under in meetings would be really beneficial. I think that didn't happen the first time, and if that happened now, people are just more aware of the goals that they have. As soon as this next board gets on our handover day, I think it's really important to make a big deal about the strategic plan. It is literally brand new. It's going to be their whole legacy on board. So yeah, I think firstly using it as a mechanism to report under, secondly having specific goals for individual board members and a remit that they have to achieve would be useful, and obviously yourself as the officer that monitors our progress.
It's been so this year, and me and Holly have both had a lot of input too, so it's not something we're going to forget. It's because this is the year that we've borne it. It's the year where it's what we have thought as a board this past year. So it's all values that are really important for the years to come. And yeah, I think we've had quite a bit of discussion about it already, about how we'd go about doing that, forming a committee who would report back. So, debating for me, definitely the biggest thing that can get other people involved is debates that focus on topics that people are really engaged with. No shortage of them in the world. So definitely what we'd look to do in the coming years, do many more of them, do about hot topics on campus or in the wider world, trying to draw in speakers and money into drawing more speakers in from further away. So more money would be quite a good question.
I'll give you more money too. No, I had a really, I had a really interesting conversation with a group of yesterday about this, and it's actually really interesting in this kind of campaign. Speaking to people, personally, I've spoken to a lot of people who I'm like, have you ever been in the union? And you end up just selling the union and not. And a lot of you that would like to be freshers helpers, but maybe don't want to be, the normal teams or with other debaters. Currently you only have your committee in Freshers Week, and I think that actually is quite a missed opportunity because there's so many of you that can clearly speak so well, and especially about what you love doing, that I think it'd be a fantastic idea, like we were saying yesterday, to have another team of week that are going around specifically recruiting, so we don't year and we have people saying, oh, I've never even heard of debates. I think we all know how well you guys would communicate if you were given the resources to do that.
So if there's no more, oh yep, talk from David.
As a president, how are you going to motivate the entire board management, and how are you going to ensure each of them are fulfilled?
Yeah, I think Gavin's right. I think that's what do you do when someone like me comes on the board, Dave? No, I think, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Dave, I think it'd be hard. As you've seen, there's like 14 people running for 7 positions. There is no shortage of motivation and moods to kind of sit back and not get involved. Also, the nature of next year is just so exciting. I think the nature of this campaign is exciting. Hopefully the PSMs that get elected, and whichever one of us get elected, they believe in us because we've been made to justify it over the past month. So I think that in itself, hopefully they believe in our abilities as a leader. And secondly, just the nature of next year, I think it's really important to come on. Their energy is harnessed because there's no shortage of it. And that all of their ideas, and that's really fulfilling. When I've been a PSM and someone takes on your idea, that you want to get behind it because it's your idea. So I think making sure we do as much of that as possible is really important, and there's so much opportunity for that next year.
Yeah, Dave touched on an important issue, keeping every single member of the board of management engaged in what's going on and involved and motivated to do so. So, yeah, it's just about making them feel part of the team, not appearing as a leader that has too strong a vision yourself, but make sure that all of their visions are realised in what the union does for the year. Very important. And so that's what I do, just make sure that everyone's visions are incorporated into the vision of the entire union.
Okay, can we, no, yep, sorry, down there, Maury.
Yeah, I agree with Murray on what he said about Owen. There we are. It's a difficult balancing act, definitely. I have myself last few years interested in this place and less interested in my degree, which is to the detriment of my degree, but things will probably continue that way. I have no shortage of passion for this place, desire to spend time in this place. It is a home away from home, and 100% committed to making sure that everything happens right. I won't sit in the library doing work while something could be done slightly better down here. I won't stay in bed one morning when something really needs done down here. I will always be here if elected. I would plan to do here.
I think it's also our presence for the past every year I've been on board, have been really good at doing that. Owen's, even though he's doing his masters, it's really hard to that standard has been set so high for us. That's what we now believe the role of president to require. And I think neither of us would be running for the position if we didn't fully understand that, and we're absolutely committed to it. I hope we've showed over the past month how committed we are to this. It's unenjoyable to run against someone that's so competent and a great friend. So I think that in itself has shown just how much each of us really, really do want to be involved over the next year, and how much we put in to ensure that the next year is successful. Also I think there's sometimes the role of president is defined, and that Owen has carved out a role for himself, so involved in everything to do with extension. He's written a strategic plan, and I think next year the role is pretty carved out for the president. They are here to extension, to head for a really, really, really question.
Right in the back row.
That's me first. Yeah, okay. I think we've kind of been aware of this, certainly since I've been on board for a long time, especially with Western redevelopments. And I think firstly, what Imogen's touched on, I believe I would be a really strong voice for the board, and that I wouldn't stop pushing for the union until an answer was justified, as various successful presidents have done in the past, and even ensuring that we got an extension. So I think it is really working hard with ourselves and other student bodies to ensure that the situation of the university, we need to always ensure that what we're providing is desirable. What students want brings people here. There is all competition. There's a competition from clubs really locally to us. We need to be sure that what we are providing in itself is a big enough attraction to bring people here. It doesn't matter if they're going to have to walk an extra 50 metres from the centre of mass of the university. Reason to come here, and I think we really do have the potential to do that with the new facilities we're getting. If we can launch this and make it enough of a really make it a social hub, then we're not going to have so much of a worry in the future.
Something we've been aware of, and it is important in where we are and how people get to us. But as Holly said, we're offering that's important, and if what we're offering is about being the best in everything we can do, we all will also, of course, be connected to the new gym facilities as well. So this is a really, recreational, fun side of campus, and leave the other side for the lecture. So this is where we'll keep it, right here.
Right, if we're done with questions to both candidates, I think I'm going to exercise my chairly authority and ask a remote question. It's Devinder Bedi, the other Vice President. Devinder would like to ask both candidates, if the union was given £100,000 tomorrow, what one candidate spend it on?
That's you. Not Devinder Bedi for a start.
I would spend it on I would spend it on a very strategic plan for the operation of the new club next year, with a launch night, regular guest DJs, but not just splurge money on that, a strategic plan of how to spend that money and ensure that the money is returned.
This is Devinder Bedi's money, then the answer could be quite... I mean, definitely some kind of exciting launch. Also, I think the union should do this anyway and buy a party bus that we have all the time, not just for Freshers Week. Regularly bus people to the union. I mean, probably a bouncy castle in here. I've always wanted to jump off the balcony. Yeah, there's many things I would spend £100,000 on.
Right, thanks, Devinder. Let's say we're not responsive to democracy. Okay, if there are no more questions to both candidates, we'll quickly run on with questions to the candidates individually, if anybody has. Do I see any hands waving? No, I think we've covered it all. No? Okay, well, again, thank you very much to both candidates on your behalf. I think you would agree they've both so you can do to thank them for that is come along tomorrow and encourage all your friends to vote as well. So would you please thank the candidates? We're going to move on now to candidates for PSM to March 2016. That's PSM 1. We have up the candidates John Coombe, Joshua Gilmore, Faith Kemp, Donald Mackay, and their proposers. So the 4 candidates for PSM 1 and their proposers, please. Aye. Coombe, Gilmore, yes.
Oh, really?
Excellent. 4 candidates, 4 proposers. If we could have some order again, please. Thank you very much. Right, we now have, as I said, the candidates for President Student Member to March 2016, a 1-year. There are 2 positions available, and as you can all see, I hope 4 candidates. And I'll now call upon John Coombe's proposal, and then we'll work along after that. On you go.
Hello everyone. I'm supposed to say something very nice about John here. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, so if I say anything that's totally bombed, just take and I'm sure this will go a lot more smoothly. First thing I've got to say is that I'm quite new to... I don't have the clout that some of the other proposals and candidates. But the reason that I joined this union is sitting right there. He gave it that thing. He made it sound like such a great place, and that's the reason I joined. He cares. He really truly cares about this place, and if that's one thing I want you to learn about John, anything that he can to put your points across and make sure that you get it, because he cares about all of you and this union to make it the best place they can possibly can. Again, I'll try and keep this bit short, as you said, but on top of that, he wants to be equal here. He wants to make sure that you all get your fair say, everything that you want done. He will fight it, and believe me, he will fight it. I've heard non-stop about everything that he's wanted to propose here. And, well, hopefully he'll keep going on. So, thank you, and vote John.
2 years ago, and I'm very proud to be proposing Josh today. I met him this week. I was his team leader on Freshers Week, and something that struck me about Josh is, I mean, all of you that know him will know, anytime you see him, it's, oh, well, mate, all right, mate, what's up, high five. It's all And the team, we always noticed, Josh would be going up to these people, right, yeah, chatting. Afterwards we'd said, Josh, did you know that person? No, I just met them. I mean, it was like as if you'd known them forever. And as a PSM, like, you're the people that's always in the building, you're always here, you're welcoming people, you're kind of the as the PSMs next year. You're cleaning up sick, you're looking for lost and found stuff, and you need people that are gonna, like, not mind kind of doing that stuff, do it with a smile on their face, be friendly to people, because coming in asking questions, like wanting to know things, you'd rather someone who's got a nice smile on your face like this boy, rather than someone who doesn't really want to do it. Anything I asked of Josh, he'd do it straight away. He'd be leading people off, you know, in teams. Like, I could send him off by himself, he's happy to PSM. I'll let him tell about yourself. As being a PSM myself, like, it can get quite a lot. You're always in the building, and it's like, I myself would love to have been on board with Josh. Like, he's a friendly, he's always enthusiastic, he's always got a smile on his face. Like, he's not afraid to do the tasks that other people wouldn't. I'm very proud to be proposing him, and I hope you all come down tomorrow and vote Josh #1 one-year PSM.
Thank you very much. If we could hear now about Faith Kemp, please.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Daniel. I'm a current PSM and will be next year. So next year, as we've seen through the past year, a really critical year, and the utmost confidence that Faith Kemp should come on board next year. One of the nicest, most like friendly people that I've ever come across. She's been on the PR team, which I have a hand in overseeing, and through that she's developed an insight of what students actually want. She trudges up to Murano and QM, come wind or rain. And she would be fantastic for board. It seems almost like a natural progression to next. She's also been SURF social convener, so she has the skills to run events, coordinate, which would be a vital role for PSM as well. With PR as well, she came on to be a Freshers helper this year. And doing duty in Freshers Week and running events can be really just soul destroying, but it's people like a genuine pleasure, even when not on duty in the queue, manning it in the cold while I'm sitting there wanting to cry. But it's people like Faith that do make it genuinely enjoyable. So Faith is great. She's done so much in the union. She knows what she's doing. Next, I do need her for the club. She's even got a punny name. I mean, Faith, you can apply to so many campaigns, so just what's not to actually like about it. So I would urge you all to come down tomorrow, and please do vote Faith Kemp for #1 one-year PSM.
Thank you very much. And now the proposal for Donald Mackay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Sutherland. We are here at the Glasgow University. I'm here to tell you why Donald is the most suitable candidate for the position of one-year PSM. I've known Donald for about 3 years now, and I've never seen somebody more involved in across campus, those being and the XRC. Within the union, involved with the debates for 4 years, training, competitions, parliamentaries, etc. And then these between here at the union help out week in, week out for that Friday building team. He's been involved for a few years now. The position he's held is the student member of the Uni Board of Governors. So with that, it entails sitting on court, being involved, understanding, insight and knowledge of all and the Glasgow University Union's dealings. For example, the extension project, which we've heard a lot about tonight. So there are many fantastic candidates for both PSM positions, but Donald is the one that holds the experience that the Board of Management needs. So finally, Donald is dedicated and committed to his extracurricular activities, be it debates, TF, or and he's dedicated to one thing of seeing this union flourish, and that's why I'm voting Donald Mackay #1.
Well done. Proposers can now depart from the stage. Thank you all very much for introducing your candidates. Made to blush, and they will now speak on their own account for, again, 1 to 2 minutes. If you could keep it to that, please. Thank you very much. And then after that, we'll have questions to them again. With John.
Hi everyone, sorry I'm a bit nervous, I'm not the best public speaker. Appeal for being PSM is that I haven't actually I've talked to students who are outside the GUU, and there is a negative perception about the union that has to change. I was actually here on day one, and I have never seen anything that's been said about it. But the reason why we need to have more people that have not had on the board to actually change that perception. It does seem to be a constant. When it comes to other positions, it does seem to be either uncontested or just a constant, predictable person who will be elected. And I'm fighting an uphill battle because I don't have the same support basis as my other opponents, rather. I've stated in my manifesto my aims, which is to promote health, equality and democracy. I can't promise that, but when it comes to the board meetings, it will be something I will be fighting for because I think that's important. Student health, it might sound something. I think double points for food and drink purchases will actually make a big difference. It's something that will encourage people to have a healthier lifestyle. I've also tried to look at self-esteem support group, which I would like to see the SRC and the University Council setting a low-intense speaker training programme which could help build confidence. And I think it's quite encouraging that there is a similar sort of programme that exists with GUU. So I'm quite encouraged to think that this might happen. Anyway, that's there.
Can we move on to Josh now, please?
Alright everyone, how are you getting on? Towards the end of my first year, I was successful. Through these roles, I got the insight in how the place, into the inside of how the union was run, what went on, what was needed of boards of members, what was needed of PSM. And I knew myself, people who knew me as well, feel like I would be capable enough of achieving what's needed of a PSM. And through the manifesto, I knew obviously at the forefront of my priorities is the fact that the new building's opening. I feel myself from for a year. I knew what students want, what fresh and innovative ideas for the new club opening. Secondly, my manifestos was obviously liaising with loads more clubs and societies. You can see with clubs like Viper, Sanctuary, they offer clubs and societies at the university. Package deals within, package deals, and the union itself to clubs and societies, say rugby, hockey, and offer them deals like that. Welcome to PR and apprenticeship. What students want from you and chatting to people on campus, I've noticed that the student population simply maybe just don't know on about the university card scheme. I feel it's a really unused prospect you achieve from it, and I feel like I would obviously through social media promoting it would be a lot more achievable through that. As you all know yourselves, new clubs coming up, it's up to you guys what goes on, or who goes on board, and who come off of opening up a new club and taking it forward. And
Thank you very much. To move on to Faith, please.
Hi everyone. I became a member of the union my first year. I enjoyed experiencing everything it's had to offer and my very best friends here. I'm really excited for the year the union has ahead of it. I think it's going to be a great year and I'd love to be a part of it. And I have the confidence that I have great ideas and loads of enthusiasm to help along with that. If elected, I'd use everything I've learnt from being a part of the PR team, such as speaking to everyone, students, going out to halls and getting to know what people are in the union, to create massive hype for the new club, to let everyone know that it's going to be inclusive and that the only place to be on Thursdays, basically. And it's been a great experience. I've loved it a lot, and I loved thinking of ideas for nights and working as part of a team, socials with other clubs, and it's been a lot of fun, and I feel that would bring a lot to my role as PSM if elected as well. I was never here when Hive was here, but fallen in love with this building, especially debates chamber, and I think it would be good to, even when we have the new club, to hold nights in here in Freshers Week. Like the hot tub night here was incredible. Like I haven't had a night like that, or anything like it, and I think it would be such a unique experience to do that again every Freshers Week. And I feel that would make sure everyone knows that the union is so much more than just a new club, and so all the new members can see everything we have to offer in the daytime as well. I am part of a team, and I feel like I'd be friendly and open to anyone that has any ideas. And
Thank you very much. Donald, please.
Thank you. When Joe spoke, he told you about the things I've been involved in the union, and they seem very different at first, debating and Daft Friday Committee. The thing that is the reason I'm running and the reason the union means so much to me is what they have. For Christmas, you could go to any student union in the country and you'll find there's a Christmas party on, but there is only one Daft Friday. That we are going to do something. We are going to be the best university union in the world. And everyone in this room knows we're the best in the country. They don't need statistics to tell you it, but if you do, there's at least a dozen studies that actually do say that. So that's what made me want to get involved here. And what my passion is to get as many students as possible here who don't see this place when they arrive at university, somewhere that they can be welcome, is somewhere. And so that's why, as part of my manifesto, I'm wanting to introduce a postgraduate welcome event. As a postgraduate student myself, I've realised there's a lot of people who feel that this is not necessarily the place they can come, but I want to prove them wrong. I want to show them that there's things they can do. And I want to diversify the things within the union. There are people who come and only do debating. I was like that for a couple of years. I want to and then got involved in other things in this place. And I want to make sure that everyone here is doing that. Everyone here is getting incredible things that for you. And as we move into the kind of exciting new chapter of our time with the new nightclub, the opportunity to do this ever more, to build our future. So in closing, I recognise, and I will be the first to admit, that I have probably a conventional path into running for PSN that has happened in the last several years in this building. I genuinely think that gives me a unique perspective. Please vote Don Mackay tomorrow. Thank you.
Well done, 4 candidates. Thank you very much. Again, we'll have questions to all 4 candidates, and this Sunday always getting to go first. I'll ask John to answer first, but the second question I'll ask Josh to answer first. The third question, Faith, the fourth, Donald. There must be an arm somewhere. Yes, Jamie.
Working as a team is a pretty important part of it. If you reenact that same Barbie girl by the top of the 90s back,
So nobody gets to go first. Join in as you see fit with a rendition of Barbie Girl, please. Bye.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Even. Request for favourite jokes from the candidates, so can I ask John to pick that up first?
I'm terrible jokes. I suppose more of an anecdote that I actually have, but that's actually a real life story. So,
Joke from Josh?
I once owned an origami business, but unfortunately it folded.
A joke about pizza? Yeah. I'm not sure you would, it's a bit cheesy.
And a man was and sees a broken down truck full of penguins, and the guy asks him to take the penguins and take them to the zoo. And then the guy fixes his truck and drives in, and that evening he finds the guy with the penguin still in his car, and he says, "What are you doing? I told you to take him to the zoo." And he said, "Yeah, we went to the cinema."
Great stuff. Okay, any more questions for all candidates, please? Yes, up in the balcony.
Obviously, the last month of the union, given its month of games,
Sorry, how have they been involved in the union over the last month? Can I ask Josh to go first?
Well, last week, even itself, last Wednesday, me and the two guys running for second year PSM, Ollie and Blair, I think we were going, sitting a good for most of the day, and then fell off the drinking games, unfortunately. Other than that, I went to Iron Stomach. I think that's pretty much about it for the month of games.
Didn't make it quite as high as third place, unfortunately, but it was really good fun. Went along to watch my mate do Iron Stomach, and he actually won it, which was pretty good. And I was at darts as well. Got to see Donald in his great victory. I think that's about it. But yeah, it's been a good month.
We had a parliamentary last week, which I made possibly the rowdiest speech in my time in parliamentaries. I got shouted at quite a lot, but that's usual. And darts, the games committee in the first round decided to take the work of the person in the union at darts called Donald and draw Keckern in round one. I got beat. That's okay, because he went on to win the thing, and I'm pretty bad at darts to begin with.
I must sound very boring, but I'm not very sporty. Bad hand-eye coordination, so like I throw a dart, I probably kill someone, so I probably thought it's best for health and safety for me not to. Sad that is true.
Thank you very much. Questions? Any more questions for all candidates, or we'll move on to individual questions? We tormented them long enough. No more songs, no more jokes. Okay. If not, then okay again. Oh, yep, one down. Sorry. Go on.
No, not effort-wise, but maybe like meeting up perhaps twice a week, or maybe even getting more of a response from like from going out on campus and chatting to people, being a freshership or being PR team. Like as I said earlier, like a lot of people don't really know what goes on within the union. For example, that loyalty card scheme which I touched on earlier. And I feel like a lot more effort could be made with making contact with students themselves and hearing back from them.
I feel like if maybe once a month all the conveners come along to a PR meeting on a Monday and just like give a brief explanation of everything that's going to go on in the month, what they want us to PR focus on, and how they'd like to see like the month go ahead. I think that'd be really good.
There's a hand waving somewhere up here at the end. You still got a question? Yep.
I was just going to ask Josh, you know yourself, I love animals. Your best animal impression?
Best just any animal whatsoever. I'll probably.
We've still got our viewer online, Mr. Devinder Berry, the other Vice President. He would like to ask all the candidates if they could have dinner with a legend, alive or dead, who would it be? I think if we go back to the questions, it would be Faith to answer first this time. So.
I would really like to have dinner with Roald Dahl. I think that would be an amazing dinner, great conversation and great stories.
Sad political hack, so I'm going to choose great President's Donald Dewar, who was told always stole your food. I see what you did there, Doug.
John, what do you reckon?
Nicola Sturgeon for me, if I'm being honest.
Okay, that was Nicola Sturgeon, and finally Josh.
I'd go with Albert Einstein just to see what his crack was. It's just absolute genius.
Okay, right, thank you again. Any final questions? Yep, down there.
Package is not something I've ever dealt with, that kind of position on a club or society committee. There's always engagement. Like, I mean, squash is a small but growing club. I mean, I've been involved in a small club, I've been involved in big sports clubs as well, so something you can provide. But I think there's a real opportunity to kind of have club meetings here, get more involved. If we build up a lot of free food from the old schoolhouse, as Amy knows because she gets us that. But obviously that's not necessarily something to do every week here, but there's always opportunities to have dinners and stuff, and I really want to kind of push the opportunity to kind of make sure they're using this place for both their kind of normal roles, if that's possible, but also for social and formal and informal social events.
Okay, I'll take one more question if there is one, and then we'll move on to candidates. Anything final? Everybody satisfied? Know who they're going to vote for? Okay, right. Would you thank all the candidates again, please? Thank you. Okay, could we have up the candidates 2, please, and the proposers? Okay. Order once again, please. Thank you very much. Final candidates are now on the stage for the position of President Student Member for 2 years, and their proposers are behind them again. If you could ask to introduce their candidate and recommend them for 1 to 2 minutes, candidates, and take any questions. So if I could ask Laura Bradford's proposer to begin, please.
So I'm going to try and keep this brief. My name's David, but I really do think she's perfect for this role. This place is pretty much her home. I mean, she's here probably more than anyone else I know. I think, but yes, this is her home. She is one of the most genuinely, I've seen so many times situations where she's the kind of person where if you're at a party or if you're a new person in a club, she will absolutely come up to you and make you feel welcome and welcome you in. And I think that's such a key attribute because as our presidential candidates were just saying, it's one of the biggest things for next year. We have a new club opening and we really need to bring in as many people, try and get all those people that aren't currently active members of this union. And I just think that she's the right person to do that. There's been so many nights where I've been on nights out and I've seen Laura, and she'll just come, she'll give me a huge hug, and then she'll introduce me to like 5 new people that I've never met before. She's like a networking tool you can have, but she really is a great, great friend. So I really do believe that she's perfect for this role, and I will be putting her as my number 1, and I think you all should too.
Proposer now, Gardner.
My name is Bethany O'Connor. You might know me as the person who sends you loads of emails and annoys you every day as the SRC president. So throughout some of these speeches, I was trying to play a little game of buzzword bingo, and I got all of them so far, and I'm incredibly proud to stand up here and say that James, like every other candidate, is caring and really friendly, and we wouldn't be standing beside any of these other candidates unless we all thought. But there was one particular box, and it wasn't ticked off until the very last candidate spoke in the very last one-year PSM. But I think it's quite an that I would describe James as, and that is as a postgraduate student. We have 7,000 postgraduate students here at the University of Glasgow, and that is a third of the students. And I would be very surprised if they're the third of the students, postgraduate students. Express their views. I think what postgraduates go through, the experiences they have, the student experience that they experience is very different for undergraduate students. And I think it's time that postgraduate students realise what the union can offer you, because there is a wealth of activities and services that they do. And I think I see it as well with our work that we do. There's a gap in the market. The SRC postgraduate Gilchrist sees a turnover of 200 people an hour, and I think having someone on board who represents those voices is really important, especially when the university are expanding. I'm happy and honored that I would like to as PSM for.
And can I ask now the proposer for Ian Craig to speak?
Hi there, my name's Ross. I used to be a PSM here 2 years ago, and for the I'm still going to be here for a long time. What that means is I've got a vested interest in these guys as well. So I actually want to see someone who can actually make a difference, and I think Ian could genuinely do that. I was his team leader in Freshers Week, and he was one of the most friendly guys, not only in my team but in all the helpers. He just went up, but I think he actually has some good ideas as well. Rory kind of touched on briefly in his speech that he wants to kind of open up the union to get a lot more open meetings and things that is looking at doing as well. I think that'll genuinely help also break down that kind of between cliques and everything within the union. But I also think that to him tomorrow, great fun, and he promised to vote for Ian and come down tomorrow.
Thank you very much. We'll now hear from the proposer for William Michael Finlayson.
Hi everyone, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Paul Baird. I'm Union's debates convener, about to the Met Office, and unlike Ross, I won't be here for much longer. But what that actually means is that I also have a vested interest on the board that I lead. And one of the people that I want to be on that board so much is Michael for next year. The reason I say that is because we've heard so much about how people are hardworking and are friendly and absolutely fantastic, and Michael has his traits, so don't worry about that. But what we've not heard about are the things that PSMs get asked to muck in and do on a day-to-day basis when they're on duty, kind of chilling in the PSM office for however many hours. And when John the Porter puts out a call asking for someone to come down that's on duty board to assist with a spurious sort of inquiry from a society member that might have just popped in, I can honestly say that I would want Michael, if I were coming in asking for some help with my booking or with my event that I might be holding here. Michael has experience not only of this union through the Debate Society, and that's something I've got to know him through very well this year. He's coming along to all the parliamentaries, come along to the speaker training sessions that we run, but he's also been involved to a high level with the university's rugby club. He has an insight as to how another society interacts with the union and can thus society and the events that they can put on and the facilities it can put on. So Michael's going to tell you an awful lot more what he's going to bring to the union if he gets elected in his manifesto in just a second. I'll leave him to do that because he's best placed to do it. But as I said at the start, I'm going off and I'm leaving here, but the one thing I want to leave behind is a board that can take this union into the next chapter, that can ensure that the club that we all talk about will be something for 30 years, and I think Michael will be or should be a part of the board that will do that, and that's why I'm going to ask you all to vote number 1, Michael Finlayson, tomorrow.
Can we hear from Blair Lockwood's proposer, please?
Hello everyone, my name's Donald McEachern. I first met Blair here. First met Blair in September of this year when he was a helper, and straight away thought he was one of the down-to-earth, approachable, great guys I'd met in a very long time. And it was clearly an opinion that was held by most helpers that year, because he went and won Helper of the Week, which is a pretty prestigious thing. You know, he was the best of any of us, which shows, you know, he's got great potential in fulfilling the role of PSM. Also worked closely with Blair on the PR team, of which I'm also a sort of co-leader, and he's one of the most vocal and that we have on the PR team. So and I think he'll have a great role in taking that further forward, as I'm sure in his manifesto. A board member here for 2 years now, and so I'll be stepping back like Paul. One of the things I regret about that most is Blair, because he's got great. He's a fantastic guy. You really should all just come down and vote for Blair tomorrow. He's a bright young lad. He's got a lot of potential. And it's people like him that are going to ensure that the union has a bright future. So come down and vote.
Thanks, Donald. Can we hear now about Catherine McEachern, please?
Hi everyone, I'm Murray Fraser. The qualities that a PSM needs is creativity, passion and dedication, and Cat McEachern has these in absolute. So she's thrown herself into the union since she got here, and she's done everything she's possibly could to improve this union and improve it for the members. And an example of this, if you just cast your minds back to the giant Simba that greeted you when you all walked in to the foyer this year. Catherine spent hours every week just in this very chamber that Simba. So much work into it just for nothing more than the enjoyment of the members, and that's just one of the loads of creations that she's made over Daft Friday over the last 2 years to make it such an incredible event for us all. Her enthusiasm for the union is completely clear. She's been actively involved in the committees of the union, which are the absolute backbone of this place, since she got here. Pretty much the first month that she was here, she was involved in Daft Friday. She's moved on from that to become part of the PR team. She's been a freshers helper, and through that she has actively gone out of her way to listen to members, to speak to them, and to see how she can deliver it. And she's clearly listened to them, because the ideas she's putting forward, I'll let her speak more about them, but the ideas she's putting forward are absolutely brilliant. So Catherine would be an amazing PSM. The fact is that next year she is the perfect board member, because with all the stuff about the new club, we need people who are creative, who this place, and she has all the creativity necessary to deliver the best club night in Glasgow throughout, and she'll be brilliant at it. On a selfish note, to be honest, I can't wait for her, Catherine, because she'll be so much fun on duty. Duty week, anyone PSM, duty weeks long, they can drag on a bit, but being on duty week is a lot of fun. I know that in the meetings we are in, she would bring new ideas to every time. She'd be really love to make this place the best it could possibly be, and that's why you should all come down tomorrow and pop a 1 beside her name, Catherine McEachern.
What did I miss something? Sorry, yes. I'm trying to be unbiased here, and I failed. The proposer for Robbie Miller.
Hello again. I'm here to propose another member of my team, Mr. Robbie Miller. He is always in the union. Back 2 years ago when I was a PSM and Robbie was fresh, I knew him. I mean, always we'd be in duty all the time. Robbie would probably be here more than I would. He's always in the union, he's always got a pint in his hand, he's always chatting to anyone and everyone. He probably knows more about the rest of us in here put together. He's the most passionate man I've ever met. He loves this place. He is literally always here. He'll tell you that himself. He's got lots of ideas about how you can bring in new members as a postgraduate, no, not as a postgraduate, as a mature student, sorry, Robbie. He wants to bring different people into the union, and part of the reason our team worked so well is that I think we had lots of different characters. Robbie's totally different from us that I know is running for PSM. I think he can bring in different people. He's just full of enthusiasm. Like one of the times in Freshers Week, to the team go inside, and me and Robbie stayed outside and sang for by ourselves. Had a great, fun guy to be around. I'd love to be too. You've heard him. I can't say much more nice things about him. So just come down and vote, Robbie.
Having now heard about Robbie Miller, can we now hear about Oliver Simpson, please?
Hello again. I'm your typical PR team. They have honestly all been sensational, and I'm so glad that so many of them have taken the initiative to run for board, as they do have unrivaled insight into what the student body needs and what they want. This is Oliver Simpson, and more confident like in my entire life. And I know they're buzzwords, Bethany, but they're buzzwords. I like to use them because they are very relevant. But back to Ollie. On PR, he has the one with all the chat. Those two away together it's just a dream team basically. He'll PR anything that we as a union run. So with that as well, he was also a helper and a very highly commended one. It was during things like Hot Dog Time Machine where everyone on the duty board. The sweat pit in here was something else, and people that took time out enjoying threw water on people or anything, just like going the extra mile for the union members. And it was something which Ollie did, which I really appreciated, and I know everyone else did for all the help. He has loads of great skills, which I know will be useful and just be really great. So please come down and vote Ollie for another.
Thank you. And finally, can we hear from the proposer for Lucelli Simwanyambi?
Hello, I'm the Crown Convener of Entertainments here at the Union, and next week I'm going to be Honorary Secretary. First of all, I'd just like to say, not only the 2-year PSM, but also the 1 years and the presidential election as well. It's 3 really great categories. Everyone should make the effort and come down tomorrow because they are such good candidates. I'll try and keep this short. The thing that stands out for me for Lucelli is just how much she gets involved in everything and just how enthusiastic she is for everything. It was trying to force me to go to super circuits, running in the athletics club, and of course being on DAF Friday committee. She has literally put herself out there and has been, and she's only a first year. Myself, I've been involved in quite a lot at university, luckily, from running in the athletics club myself, socialising with class, I've been myself as well, and of course entertainment committee. I've met a lot of students and a lot of people over my time here, and I can Lucelli is one of the most outstanding girls that I've ever met. Anyone, and I know there's a few people around here that was on the DAF Friday committee, know that in the dire moments of week trying to get the building prepared, and everyone's tired, trying to get work done, pick everyone's spirits up, be enthusiastic, and will do a good job while she does it. And that's why I'm so proud to be proposing her. I'll let her talk through more of her final points for manifesto. Yeah, I would just like to tomorrow and vote for 1 foot.
Okay. Candidates are now on their own, and I'll give them another same 1 to 2 minute period. Okay. Right, folks, if we can keep it, please, we'll crack on because there's 9 people still to hear from, and there may be questions, so we could be here a little bit longer. I'll let some answer questions for you after that, but starting each time with a different first person. So could I ask Laura Bradford to speak, please?
Hi, so anyone that knows me will know that I love the union. And it's not just the big events like Daft Friday or Freshers Week or St. Paddy's Day, but coming down just casually for a week at the beer bar, the pool billiards table, even a creative writing group. It just brings you back over and over again, and it's because I found so many different aspects of the union that I really, really enjoy. That's why I'm personally really committed and enthusiastic about maintaining and improving upon this standard of the union, and that's why I do PSM. I think with the reopening, the union has a chance to become basically it to dominate student entertainment. So on a Thursday night, bye-bye Viper, because if we really work this well, we can completely take over. And I think the way that is through amazing publicity and through having really creative and innovative ideas. Nights, for example, fancy dress nights, themes, great DJs, and I'm incredibly committed to coming up with these different ideas for it. I also think that it's really important to Freshers Week as one of the main things that we would be working on as a PSM. Freshers Week was basically when I was first introduced to the union, and it's what made me fall in love with it. What I can remember of Freshers Week, it was one of the best weeks of my life. And as PSM, I would be really committed to coming up with even greater ideas and making sure that 2015 and 2016 have the best week of this and maybe nights for different groups. I also think that a really important thing to happen is further diversity within the GUU. I know that we have been working more towards this recently. For example, during this Freshers Week, the GUU LGBTQ+ Society were really involved within the traffic light party, and I thought that was a really good idea. Further expand upon that so it's happening throughout the year. Another idea that I loved this year that was introduced was the loyalty card reward scheme, but I found personally not a lot of people seem to have been taking full advantage of this. So I think it could be a really good idea to just kind of expand on this and maybe publicize it more and really talk to the members and find out what kind of rewards they really want. Because if it's things that they're passionate towards, they'll come here more and they'll get a card and there's these rewards. So to find out what members want, I was thinking we could have a suggestion box or maybe even open meetings once a semester or once a month so that we can hear what the members of the union actually want and work towards. These are my main ideas, and I'm really passionate and enthusiastic and dedicated towards the union. And if you vote for me, you're going to have someone that is 10% me.
Every event there's been, from competing in games, American badge, to tennis, poker and dodgeball, that Friday, the Whiskey Successful running of using my 3 years of the previous events with tag events such as pause for our group and mental health counselling service. I would also work closely with committees, games, entertainments, libraries, all that, that the other candidates all in for the GUU next year. No one else in the previous legally to buy a drink anyway. I feel that I did a talk at Chan before. If you want someone to help with making the club a success, bringing in societies and GUU clubs, and increasing diversity, then vote for me, whether it's first, second or third. And most importantly, bring on the fun. Thanks, and I'm happy to take any questions of everyone else.
Thank you very much. Can I call on Ian Craig, please?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ian Craig. I'm a second year physiology and sports science student, and hopefully I'll still be a physiology and sports science student next year. So, yeah, the GUU. I grew loyalty to the GUU in the middle of Freshers Week. I tried every day to get to the free breakfast, but it did get harder every day. And the enthusiasm and the welcomeness of everyone who I met in the union encouraged me to become a Freshers helper, and that's probably when I got more involved with the union. As a Freshers helper, I love sort of just passing on that enthusiasm to new first years and to new members who maybe third years but didn't really. I think the state of my yellow t-shirt, my eyebrow and my pink stained skin that dressed as a flamingo probably did show my commitment to the union. I did try and continue that by applying to the PR team and that, but they wouldn't have me. I had 2 on banter and I only had IKEA building experience, so it didn't quite make the cut. But as we all know, the GU is approaching a really, really pivotal time in its future with the As PSM, I would like to recreate the tradition of Thursdays at Hive. I've heard so many legends and tales and old people's favorite ideas and make it was before. I'd like to make sure that the voices of all years are heard in planning sort of events in the new facilities, because they're going to be here. It's going to be here for another 4 years. It's going to be their union. They should have what's going on in it, munching on a meatball. Thirdly, there's always new smaller clubs and societies coming through. My friend, he's starting up a skateboarding club, and I think that these small societies, they should feel like this is a new home for them. So I'd be encouraging getting the newer places on board, and that would help those societies grow as well. And most highly acclaimed event at Glasgow Uni, and I think with me on board, union. And tomorrow, I wish I had a slogan, but Ian Craig doesn't rhyme with anything. So please vote Ian Craig tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Next up, we have Michael Finlayson, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm willing to listen to this. My parents were that awful mistake. I will try and keep it particularly short, like myself. I'm running on 4 mainly to try and, as much as every single country loves the union, well, everyone will all be here otherwise. In order to make sure that everyone who comes to Glasgow falls in love with this union in the same way that we all have. When you're in here, during Freshers Week, often struggling to get cash out because of the endlessly long queue, which is one of would be to have more free cash machines with the union, particularly with the building of the Hive, influx of more people, which would be obviously why this would be. I'd like to Freshers Week's events earlier, particularly because obviously there is that direct competition with the QMU, so if we can get earlier into our events and cut down the waiting times, obviously that will build a more positive image. Obviously being a first year politics student, would be to arrange an entire week's worth of events about this time next year, based on the Scottish parliamentary events, election, not events. The main things I'm running on, and I'd like to thank you for all coming tonight and listening to what I
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Blair Lockwood.
I'm in fact Blair, not Blaze. I'm a second year student studying education. I first got involved in the union last May, as Donald said before, Freshers helper. I was fortunate enough to get helper of the week. Had an unbelievable time during Freshers. Got an insight to what went on, how the amazing events are planned, everything that goes on behind the scenes. That sort of pushed me to go on to apply to the PR team, which has developed that again. My main point if I was elected, I'd like to try and make competing club nights around the West End something that I think necessary, you're very limited in the West End. And something that's so close to campus would be an amazing opportunity. There's such a great opportunity with the new building. From being on PR team and being out speaking to students week after in the halls, developed a loyalty scheme put in place last year. I feel members that are already on, I feel members that are part of the union need to be awarded as much as possible, and also try and build cross-campus relationships with the other student bodies, something between each one, whether that's sports or, well, I suppose competition stuff, but bringing other aspects of that. I won't bore you with anything else because you've heard a lot of speaking tonight, but please vote for me tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And can I now ask Catherine McEachern to speak, please?
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine McEachern and I'm a second year. And I first came to uni in my own freshers week. And although like at halls I made some good friends, it was in the union that I really, especially the first half of my first year, I came here to make most of my best friends. And that was really through my involvement in the Daft Writing Committee, which I became involved with, as Murray said, straight away. Even after Daft Radio, after Christmas, I was still involved with the union, coming down all the time, and my involvement has grown as of my friendships that I built here. And it was because of that that I applied for Freshers Helper, I was successful, and then I was in the PR team. And basically, because I just feel so at home here and comfortable, and I can just be myself, and I want that to be what it's like for everyone, all the members. And to do that, what I would do, I would carry out, as Rory said in his speech actually, some open meetings. I think that would be nice for the members to really give their own opinions and ideas for the events held here. And especially with the new club opening, that would be like essential that everyone feels that this is their union and someone that they really want to come to. Also, I would work with the PR team, especially being a part of it. I know when it works, and I would think that maybe on the shifts up to halls, especially, just getting feedback from freshers on shifts, like asking their opinion, getting feedback from them, then that would be a great opportunity to really speak to freshers, making sure the union is somewhere they want to come, as I said. So like they feel like it's theirs. And then Daft Friday, obviously I've been a big part of that. I think the PR of that should be mixed up a bit. The charity fashion show that's just been, it was a massive success. Obviously the PR of that was really original. They kind of hid stuff about campus and created a massive hype on social media through that, and I think that created a real buzz and excitement about the event. And I think that kind of thing for Daft Friday would work really well, and I'd like to impose that sort of thing. And finally, I think with the new club opening, it's really important to have a positive look on the union, and to do that, really good thing to do, to really increase the union's involvement in charities. So maybe like, it doesn't have to be a sporting event, but something sponsored for a charity, creating a good cause, creating good word of mouth about campus, bringing people in, creating interest, and really promoting it in a positive way, bring people in, yeah. So that's my ideas. Hopefully you can see that I have a few, and I'm nice, and I'm great, so
Thank you very much. Can I ask Robbie Miller now, please?
How do you do, folks? Well, first of all, I'd like to thank our proposer for a great introduction, and obviously so much more. Let it be said about me that I'm a union man. I built on Daft Friday. I debate within the union. I'll quite sit and share a pint with the boys from Gamescom. A former music student. I naturally got on well with Ents. I enjoyed getting to know Libraries Committee during Freshers Week and PRing the events of this union. what I want to do as your PSN is to work across all these committees and actually help them better serve your needs, right? What I want to do is, first of all, I want to establish a relationship with the Mature Students Association. It's something we don't currently have, right? One of the best things about the union is the fact that we come along, we meet people from different backgrounds, different walks of life, and it really is a melting pot. I think that the more we do to include other groups, it adds to that experience. It makes the Glasgow University Union experience so much better, right? Mature students in particular are perhaps put off, not necessarily by the age gap, they may perhaps like other commitments in real life. But we shouldn't let it be age. It shouldn't let age be the defining factor that prohibits them from involving themselves in the union, right? What I want to do with the Mature Students Association is work with them to get more mature students using our services, and where possible, like if they do have a night out on campus, make sure it's in our union, right? Make sure that people are not by simple defining features. I mean, I think the same goes for providing better access to gender-neutral toilets. We do provide it. It's in billiards, but unfortunately, if it's not always open, right? If it's not always open, then some people are likely to feel left out because they don't feel as if they can easily access the service in the same way. I think that's important, especially when both presidential candidates mark diversity as part of their manifesto, and both are interested in having LGBTQ plus nights within the union, right? That's going to be important that more people within that community feel included. Like, it doesn't just involve a relationship with the organisation on campus, but it involves the perception the union has on campus within these communities. I think we get people involved in who wouldn't otherwise be involved. That helps us because it brings a new stream of revenue, allowing us to improve the services. So we can actually be in a position to help Alec the chef innovate and provide better meals. I want to improve the drink service. We currently have old taps for real ale that at least two are always sitting empty. Like, I want to get more option in there and get real ale drinkers where they belong, in the beer bar. Choice of drinks, because if you don't drink pints, and the whole fun is fantastic, like it's certainly not cheap. Like providing better let's say things like cocktails with better drinks menu means we get more variety of drinkers through our doors. Like, but improving the services in some time is not just like what the board does; it's what the interaction with the student membership. So what I want to do is I want to get more accessibility to the board of management. I want to fix the suggestion box. I want people to know what it is, so that they can put their ideas forward and let their board of management know how they want their union to. If they're not able to so not so much able to come in the building, but instead of providing other means by which to do that, an inquiries email that we could put on posts that actually better allow them to bring their ideas forward, and like even just like design more events to make the board of management more approachable, more accessible. If you don't know them, it's getting the membership interacting with board and allowing the board of management to get a better student experience thereby. Like, these are just about a few ideas that I have, and I'm not as actively involved in the union. Like, give me a chance on board, and I'll see what more ideas I can come up with to help you improve your union. I want my union to be your union. I want it to be everyone's union. So please, tomorrow, like, vote rowdy, vote all.
Thank you very much. Can we hear now from Oliver Simpson, please?
Hi guys, Ollie Simpson. Sweet, nailed it. First of all, a brief overview of how I got involved in the union. Was applied for Freshers Week. Thankfully got it, gave me a good runnings, gave me a good insight in the runs of board of management. And then I went on to further my involvement in the union by applying to the PR team, which I was successful with. Obviously, with the whole union extension and all this year, it's obviously a big year, and my insight in the PR team, I feel, would give me a good chance to progress the union. I think what we need to do as a PRA is get a recognisable GU brand out there, as in every Thursday this is what's happening, we're going to the Hive, and we're really getting this behind it, getting the whole union behind it. I also feel that it's important not to lose the whole character of this building. I think we should try and keep the beer bar quiz in the beer bar and keep these a whole kind of the way the union's growing here, like bringing back open mic even here monthly and trying to make big deals. I feel another point is upscaling events. We've seen like recent things from the Six Nations coming from the beer bar to the debates chamber. I feel like we can really try and just bring more sports in. I feel chances like creating like a Super Bowl lock-in, things like that. Is it talking about? Trying to create more atmospheres and get more clubs involved. Like if you're running the Super Bowl, you're going to get American football people coming in here. Even more things like the golf, like the Masters. You're going to get more clubs, and you're going to really try and get more club size in the union and making it home. So pretty much I'm going to keep it short like that. And for moi, for Thursday. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Last but not least, can I call upon Liseli Somwanyambe, please?
Hi everyone. I just want to apologise at first because I am usually pretty noisy, but I've lost my voice. So I'll just keep it short. So I'm Liseli Somwanyambe. I'm a first year. And you could describe me as a pretty keen fresher, like I am always here. Like anytime I have a chance to bring my friends over, everything. After Freshers Week, I literally applied for everything I could. Not really had much to do about it. Tried my best, got into that Friday, and it was incredible. Loved everything. From that Friday, I got to see a lot about what happens inside. I got to build stuff. I didn't know how to use a hammer before I started. Picked that up. Had an amazing time. Yeah, I'll see you every Sunday. And then at the end, on final week, I was literally here all the time. Got to know everyone really well, literally everyone. So, yeah, worked really hard, it was incredible, and I really enjoyed it. Got to know the board, and from that I decided I wanted to leave. So, I think union should be for everyone, and I'm happy to tell everyone that they should be in this union. I think even like the smaller clubs and less established ones should bring themselves over here, get involved. I'm not going to lie, most of the events I've only been to once, because obviously I am a first year. But I think that's good in a way, because I've got like a fresh look on everything. Like, I've got no clue what the Hive is, but I do what it is now, but you know what I mean. And I'm really excited for Freshers Week again. I want to continue with Staff Friday, because I do love it, as I've mentioned a few times. And so most importantly, and welcoming, I like to listen, I love to talk, and I am so enthusiastic. So I had an awesome year. I want everyone else to have an awesome year. So vote for me, and I'll see you all in Frankfurt.
Okay, right. Thanks to the candidates for introducing themselves and talking about their ideas. Are there any questions to all the candidates, please? Stick your hand up if you've got a question for the candidates in the back there.
So the year one PSM, we asked if you could tell us their best joke. Could we get your best pickup line, please?
Right. My best pickup line. Does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
Bit of hush, please.
Is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see my pants. You'll feel sorry for me, then. Wait. Pass. I'm Ian.
If you were a bogey, I'd pick you first.
Are you religious? Because you're the answer to all my prayers.
I'm not a photographer, but I could picture me and you together.
Excuse me, is that a ladder in your tights to the stairway to heaven?
Did you fart? You blew me away, girl.
Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk past again?
Good, good. Thanks to the candidates for improving my chances, if I remember those. Yes, right up at the back there.
I'm sure you all know that there's 10 PSMs on board. There's also 10 people on stage at the moment. 10 is a triangular number. 10, including yourself, Gavin.
I don't take part in any answers, though.
Let's get to it.
The human pyramid has been called for. I'm neutral.
Oh, that's only 6.
No, you
It's more of a challenge if they work this out themselves.
Mine right there. I've got mine up.
The worst is it.
That's for sure.
That looks good. That looks good.
No, no, it's
Excellent. I'm sure the Guardian microphone picked up some interesting noises there. Yeah, Emma? Let the candidates sit back now. Thank you very much, Emma. Okay. What song would they pick to represent themselves? And did you say why as well? And can you sing it? Okay, so I think we began with Laura for pick-up lines, so it should be James.
Well, I think I'm fun, passionate, so I'd say I like to move it. I think you all know, and you can join in if you want. I like to move it.
Good. Go, Ian.
Jeez, man. Right. I'm probably known for coming out with some really random stuff that I probably only find funny. Bonkers. Did you ask? I don't know how many of you know it, but some people think I'm bonkers. But I think I'm free. If I answer with my laugh, there's nothing crazy about me.
As all the debates will know from my endless nationalist chat, I consider myself very Scottish, so I will sing the chorus of Caledonia with a slight twist. Oh, and let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. The GUU is calling me, and now I'm going home. And if I were to become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. The GUU's been everything I've ever had.
I think I'm quite a friendly person, so I think most of you know this from your childhood. If you don't like to start singing, you've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
Well, my name's Catherine, but I'm known as Cat here. So I'd say everybody wants to be a cat. The cat's the only cat
well-known anthem of this university and this union, because it's going to probably most likely be an accurate depiction of my life. As I was walking down Gallows, I met the clock says he to me, you made every says I have never said. Woo!
As a PSM, I think you're always going to have challenges. So, what I would like to say is, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide.
I know what song I want to do, but I don't know all the words to it, but I do really like it. It's what I put on at every please I go to. And it's one just like, I'm blue, I believe I'm the dark.
Well, one of my favourite things to do is to go out, so I'm going to have an LMFAO song. Party rocket in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
PSM's main duty is all in the upset, sitting in the office. But the more glamorous side of our job, we are actually contracted stage dancers doing Freshers Week. If you all have one signature move to do for that inside Freshers Week, please see it.
A signature dance move has been called for.
Oh man.
I don't have a signature dance move, but I'm going to try the worm. I think I might be a bit rude, but I'm just going to... Right.
I apologise in advance for this. I'm going to attempt Gangnam Style.
Guys, he's done that before.
I think a good idea if we just moves the chair a couple of feet back to let the full artistic expression come out here. And don't trip over the microphone either.
Usually just a little two-step, but if I had to pull out the big guns, it would be the sort of golfer coming down.
Dancing isn't exactly one of my fortes. Usually just going to stand.
I've already pulled this one out of the bag, so I'm just going to go for it again. I'm just kind of like,
I dance all the time, so I don't really have a signature dance move. I just like go with it when the music's on, but sometimes don't even need the music. So I'll just be like this. That's enough. So, okay. That's all I've got.
You could have asked, presumably.
God, it's so hard to pick one, and we all love a good slut drop, but I think we're going to have to go with this.
Worst to go last for this category. I usually don't dance unless I've had a few drinks.
You've just done a vodka challenge.
Went to shopping. Everyone knows that one. Feed the chickens.
When I see all that, I wonder why we didn't ask the presidential candidates to do that. That was a bit of an oversight. Alice. Michael, you to start.
It's an important question.
Probably the Elliott Library because it's the quietest room. Not likely to get interrupted in there.
I would come here, so all you lovely people could stand and watch.
I think I'd probably take them to the kitchen so they could cook me something nice.
Nah, so the beer bar for me.
I'd probably go to the elevator, just because, yeah.
I take them to the beer bar and treat them to the best drink I could provide them. Have fun.
If there's such a hot date, I think I'd have to take them to beer bar so they get drunk and then maybe something would happen.
So, the go-to place used to be the high podium, but now I take any room to get really. 'Cause it's me. Any volunteers?
Without a doubt, it would ruin it. But I'd probably take them to roundabout where our potential presidents are sitting, because that was probably where my first university pool was. So,
Okay. Any more questions? Lurking down there, Rory.
Sorry to continue a similar vein of questions, but overall is when they used to have the old time, there was often requirement for them to have to move people into bars. And it's something we've had to do a few times, and it's been very necessary. If you could all do your best, could you move into a bar, please? And your loudest, most commanding voice to try and get people into bars to use instead.
Where to kick off?
Short and sweet, really. To the bar!
Could you move to a bar, please?
Please move to a bar. We've got plenty of them. Please move to a bar.
Please move to the bar. Please. Thanks.
Is that Beyonce I see in the bar? Everyone quick!
Right, everyone, can we please head to the bar?
Guys, pints of fun! That way!
Bucky of the bar! Bucky of the bar!
I know I'm short, but listen to me. Move to the bar.
Any more questions? Laura.
If you had an unlimited budget and you yourself had to book that for one night of Freshers Week, who would you book and why?
Did everybody hear that? If you had an unlimited budget, what would be the one act you would book for Freshers Week and why?
I book One Direction because I fancy them.
probably Bruce Springsteen.
Ed Sheeran, just because he's good.
I don't know if you're seeing a bit of a theme, but I book Beyonce because she is my queen.
I'd book Rihanna because no one's going to say no to seeing her.
I'd book, again, Hot Dub Time Machine. Everyone loves singing to every song and sweat dripping from the roof.
I'd book the mariachis because last time I saw them, I lost my sombrero and I really want it back.
I would book Kanye West because why should Oxford only get him?
Are they allowed to be dead over there? Is it like a hypothetical thing or is it like a realistic? I would take Jimi Hendrix because that would be quite nice.
Maybe we could take another one or two questions if there are any. And maybe, let them go. And then follow you up the corner there.
Yeah, so obviously running the largest licensed premise in Scotland is a great responsibility. Tell us a joke.
Queen Margaret Union.
What did the dog study at school? What did the dog study at school? What, Ollie? Dography?
Knock knock. Britney. Britney Spears, knock knock. Oops, I did it again.
Okay, how many, oh god, I feel like I'm being so inappropriate tonight. This is just you're all gonna judge me, but I'll just continue. How many babies does it take to change a light bulb?
No.
I'm sorry. Well, apparently not 8 because my basement's still dark. I'm sorry. The only one
It's a hard one to follow.
Very serious, these jokes.
GUU is all about having fun, so what's more fun than a joke? 6 jokes. Did you hear about the magic tractor? It turned into fuel. My family has a genetic predisposition. It runs in our genes. Wait, I'll say that again. My family has a genetic predisposition to diarrhea. It runs in our genes. I tried to catch a fog yesterday. Missed. I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. I went to a really emotional wedding the other day. Even the cake was in tears. Last but not least, I went to a zoo. All I had in it was one dog. It was a shit zoo.
What kind of cheese isn't your cheese? Natto cheese.
What did King Jong-un say when his father died? Well, it looks like his career is over.
Why do graveyards have gates? Because people are dying to get in them.
A man assaulted me with milk, butter, and cheese. How dare he?
Thank you very much. Okay, any more questions? Maybe time for one more. Anybody? Nah. No, yeah, no, maybe. All done? Any serious questions? Yeah. No, I don't think so. Okay, any burning issues that anybody wants to ask a candidate individually? No. Okay, right, it just remains to say, polling is on tomorrow, the dining room between 9 and 7. Bring your membership card to vote. Please do come and vote. Support all the candidates who've given their efforts to come along and tempt you tonight. Tomorrow is the place downstairs, and can you thank these final candidates and all the previous ones as well. Thank you for coming.